Cool. Okay, so here's what's going on this morning. Hi, first of all, I'm Lynn Clementi, in case you don't know me. This is my very first week of live streaming for a brand new channel that I am hoping to create here, all around the issues of fertility and infertility, pregnancy, and postnatal and postpartum. Plus, I hope this channel is also out there to help partners and supporters and friends also learn what all of this is means, so that they can support their friends that are going through it. So welcome to everybody and anybody that's watching this. Because this is new for me, I know I'm speaking to a small audience today, so you're going to kind of see me working through some of this stuff live, because you can't practice it unless you're live. So bear with me as I'm going through this, and honestly, any feedback that you have that you think I should know is great. Like that, if my bangs are driving you crazy because they are not quite sitting nice, let me know. What else? Or if my sound is too quiet, or if something else just doesn't seem right, please let me know. This is great. So I think I can see here that I've got a few viewers. So if you're out there watching, please say hi. Let me know you're here. I can't see who's watching me. I can just see the number of people watching me. But I do love it when you guys like the video. I know that's going to help me in the long run with trying to get a little bit more traction on YouTube and a little bit more attention on this channel. So the way that I'm hoping for my channel to work, gotta look at the camera here, guys. Here we go. Practice, right? Mondays are going to be for general health. I mean, I'm planning on doing 5 days a week of streaming at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I'm in Chicago, but I think 1 o'clock's a good time for people to watch, whether you're on the East Coast or West Coast, or who knows, maybe even Europe. I don't even know. But what I'm hoping to do is on Mondays cover things that are about health and body. So we're covering anything that's like what we put in or on our body, and also the inner workings of it, especially around the issues of fertility and pregnancy, and then postpartum as well. Tuesdays we're focusing on fertility and infertility issues, which is today. Tuesday is today. Wednesday is going to be about pregnancy, everything that goes along with that. And Thursdays is for postpartum and postnatal. And then Fridays is general Q&A, but it's also geared for those supporters and partners. And that's a great day for us, because guys, it's not just about the women that are going through this, right? It takes two to make a baby. And it takes the friends, the support of friends and family to really keep encouraging like a supportive, positive experience for the woman going through this. So let's see here, guys. Has anyone said hi yet? I haven't seen any pop up on my end, but if you are saying hi or haven't said hi yet and you're out there, please do. And it's if you can't figure it out because you're watching on, what is that? I heard that it's hard to figure out if you're watching on a tablet. There might be ways if you like click on the hamburgers, around, or the menus or settings or something, or turn it horizontal. Maybe you can find the chat feature that way and say hi. I certainly would like that. And I don't know if you need to be logged. You might need to be logged into YouTube, have a YouTube account, which is, I believe, connected with your Google account. So if you have a Gmail account or a Google account, this should be a very seamless thing. Like, you should be able to connect that, log in, and then you'll be able to chat with me. Would love to hear from you guys. Where are we at? Did I leave off in the middle of a thought? Because I've noticed I do that sometimes. So today, let me talk about what's different than yesterday. If you caught me yesterday, I was streaming from a program called Ecamm Live, which is on my Mac. And yesterday, I got my studio set up, which is now affixed to my desk. I've got this arm that you can't see it, but I'm pointing at it right now, that my camera is now mounted. My microphone is now mounted. You can see this here. Whoop, there you go, my fancy mic. So that's what's picking me up. And then when I'm, not streaming, I push this stuff out of the way, and I've got two monitors here, which is why you see me kind of switching back and forth. It's really cool. And then I've got my ring light there. I've got this little background to keep adding little things to it, and I've got plants going. So hopefully if you look back on my old streams, you'll see my pathos over here will be overflowing in a few months from now. And you'll be like, oh, I remember the good old days when she was just starting out. We'll look back and laugh. Or not laugh, and just kind of like have a memory about it. So I know, okay, yesterday I know that I had a few people jump in and watch this stream because I put it on my Facebook page. I'm not doing that today. And again, I don't know who's watching right now. Could be strangers or friends that know that I'm going live today. Oh, oh, Bert, my husband, so supportive. He's watching, and he said, "Hi, Mike." He's talking about my mic, my microphone. We named Mike. Maybe I'm gonna have to come up with a new name. I'm not sure. But Mike says hi back, Bert, through my voice. So that's good. So my comments do show up. Now, because I'm doing this, oh yeah, so I was getting into my setup. So yesterday I was going from Ecamm Live. Today is on my faster, more capable PC computer, which is a gaming computer. It's an Alienware that I bought just for streaming. And it is running a program called vMix. vMix can do a little bit more than Ecamm, but it is more complicated. I don't have the option today to bring up the comments that people have, but that's what I'm going to work on. It's on my like need to get this figured out list. So people will be making comments in the live chat, but I won't be able to pop them up on screen, but I will be able to address them by letting you guys know what the heck I'm responding to. So thanks, Bert, for saying that. I love you. Wanted to let you guys know, so since today's infertility and fertility topic day, I want to let you know where we're at, kind of open up with you guys. Sorry if you hear my cat meowing, that's Joe. He's I guess he thinks it's playtime right now, but it's not. Hi, Joe. Where I'm at, and I need to finish editing the video that I have shot from the last 3 times that I've been to the infertility or the fertility clinic. Where am I at? Sorry. The last 3 appointments have been ultrasounds and blood work. And I don't know how many people have gone through IUI. So let me just kind of clue you in as again, this is where we're monitoring the timing of the cycle and we're controlling it a little bit with medication. I was on Clomid for 5 days. That was last week. And that was started on day 4 and I did that through day 8. Day 1 being the first day that I had my period. So they did an ultrasound on day 4. Then they did an ultrasound again on day, let's see, that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then today, so day 12. And today they didn't want me filming the screen, but they gave me printouts of my follicles. How exciting is this? So little show and tell here. So this is this one on the top is my right side. And let's see here. How cool is that? And I just only have one big follicle on the right side, and then, oh, it's showing that upside down. And then on the left side, I've got some big ones coming in here. I'm quite proud of my follicles right now. The biggest one being 17 millimeters. So go me. Go me for growing my follicles. What this means is I'm going to get a phone call somewhere between an hour ago and in the next hour, which I might have to take while I am streaming, which is totally fine. That's part of the process, and hey, maybe that'll even make it more fun to watch me. How can I do this actually? Let me see something, guys. Let me grab this. I am gonna put this on just in case people want to join from Facebook, because I know people are not subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead, click right now. And then after you subscribe, well, you guys probably have already done this, click on that little bell so that you get notifications when I go live. All right, I'm putting this onto the Facebook. All right, that is on the Facebook. We'll see. So if you are subscribed, click on that little bell. We'll tell everyone if I see more people popping in here, I'll tell them as well. Great. So we had ultrasound today. Next steps. I'm going to be hearing from the RN. She's great. like her a lot. She answers all my questions, and I sure do have a lot of them. But I think that I'll probably be going in the next couple of days, and we'll be bringing Bert with me. They'll do more measurements and blood, and then there's a trigger shot that we'll need to do. Who knows, that might happen today. It's all very exciting, like really exciting. Like the thought that this could be working, and I'm extremely hopeful right now, is like really cool that, you know, in 2 weeks we might find out that this worked. So I'm like ready. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. I'm gonna like just embrace those feelings and everything, but I'm really enjoying the feeling of being hopeful right now. It's fun, and it's warm inside. So let me talk about what I put in my as the title of today's stream, which is supplements. And then after that, as you guys are listening to me talk, if you've got questions that are coming up as I talk, you know, like, hey, here's some ideas for what to cover with infertility and fertility. And yesterday we did this, and I'm going to do it every day this week for each topic. There were a few things that were brought up yesterday as excellent suggestions for the Tuesday talks for the infertility and fertility. One of those, and I'll get to the supplements in a moment, but for example, to get your creative juices flowing for questions and topics that I can cover on these Tuesday ones. One was like all the different things that could cause infertility, and like PCOS and endometriosis are two kind of like big ones, but there's so many other things, and that includes the things that could go wrong on the partner's side, on the male side, or the donor side. So those are the kinds of things I want to you know, talking about. I mean, you can have an episode just for PCOS, a separate episode just for endometriosis, but those are the kinds of things. Supplements are something I think, again, we can recycle that talk, you know, because I'm constantly learning about the supplements. I'm by no means an expert in this. I take a lot of what I know from a book that I've read, and that I'm probably going to bring this up quite a bit because it's kind of been my Bible personally on my journal, as far as like what to eat, how to take care of myself, and what supplements to take. So real quick, 1 second, I'll be right back. I'm going to actually share my regimen with you right now. Oh gosh, I forgot that I had that mess sitting right behind me. That's okay. You guys got to see a little peek of, I redid my whole studio in here, and there's just a few things that don't have a place quite yet. They're kind of being blocked behind me. Okay, guys, so let me give you just a tip, not a tip, why I'm sharing my supplements with you, and it comes from here. And the way that Rebecca Fett, the author of this, breaks it down, which is all based completely on scientific studies and research, she breaks it down based on where you are in your journey, you know, your age, you know, what's affecting your fertility, or if you're just starting out. So I'm following a plan that is based on my age and the fact that we've been trying now for 2 years. So what you know, here's the first thing is the prenatal, which if you're starting to think about having a baby, go ahead and just start taking these right away. I personally take Naturello, and this is because in the Facebook groups I'm part of, it was highly recommended. It also, in Rebecca Fett's book, you know, she lists off the different things to be looking for in your prenatal, and this one ticked all the boxes. Now, this is my third jar of it. You know, I think there's something like, let's see, there's 180 capsules in here, and you're supposed to take 3 at a time. So this lasts me 60 days, 2 months. So I've been on this. This is probably my month 5, I think. And the first time I took it, it was quite pleasant and, you know, just fine, pop them in. The second one, they were very, very fishy. And I saw in the thing, it's not that the formula changed or anything, it just had something to do with like the casing or something like that. And then this one that I've had most recently is less fishy. But if it was going to be fishy again, I actually was probably going to switch brands because it's just like the last thing that you want to be, when you're popping in your supplements, you don't want to be smelling fish smell. So anyway, I do recommend this. It's easy on my stomach. It has not caused any stomach issues. A lot of people have that kind of complaint about other prenatals. There are so many out there. This is just the one that I like the best based on what other people had recommended and what I've currently experienced as good. I don't have, so this is cool. I'm in a group that's, supporting me on my streaming journey on how to like go live and, set up my studio and my sound and everything like that. And I was like, okay, guys, so I'm starting this, but I don't really know how to monetize it or make it so that it kind of supports itself because it is kind of an expensive hobby. And I don't think Bert really wants me just doing this for fun. It does take up quite a bit of time. So what they suggested was affiliate links. And I'm like, yes, obviously. Whenever I watch videos or read blogs and stuff, I always click on those affiliate links and, a lot of times buy them. So I'm going to be looking into that, and then hopefully I'll have something to supplement, these videos. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure what that'll look like, but these things that I recommend, eventually I will hopefully have links you could click on to purchase them as well. Not there yet, but you're watching the beginning of the journey. Check back with me and you will see how I grow and flourish. Just like the baby that's hopefully going to be inside me. Yay! Okay. There's that hopefulness again. Okay, next up, Super R-Lipoic Acid. And this is a brand, Life Extension, that quite a few of the recommendations that Rebecca makes, this is one of the brands that comes up a couple times. I feel like it's good to trust, and it's, let's see here. This is one that there was a study done like that to help prevent miscarriage. There's not a lot of research to back it up yet, but it's kind of one of those things. It's like if you're doing it and you're on this journey and you've been on it for so long, might as well just take it. It's not going to hurt anything. And if it's going to add that just a little bit more chance that everything's going to work out, why not take it? So I take this one, and this one you're actually supposed to take before food, about 30 minutes before you have your breakfast. I take all my stuff in the morning. I take most of my stuff in the morning, and I'll address that too. In a moment, you'll see. So I'm supposed to take that 30 minutes before I have my breakfast, and then take my supplements with food, all the rest of these. I'm not always so great at that, so we'll see how that turns out for me. Hopefully it's not wasteful, but this is about $30 a bottle, and there are 60 capsules, so that's one capsule per day that lasts for 2 months. Okay, next is folic acid. This is a very affordable, and there's 400 tablets in here, and you only need one. This recommendation actually came originally from my gynecologist when I told her that I was thinking about having kids or trying. She said, yep, just start taking this right away. It helps with preventing miscarriage as well. So I've just been on these one a day. They're super tiny, very easy to swallow. And that goes along with another small pill I take. Full disclosure, this is not for fertility reasons. I just have, for some reason in the past, like since COVID, I don't know, just allergies, like just constantly weighing me down. So I just take Zyrtec every day now. And I don't know if it's from the house or the outdoors or whatever, but when I don't take it, I do feel it. So, and that is, part of why I'm saying this is because I've mentioned that to my gynecologist and also the fertility doctors, and allergy medicine is totally fine. At least the Zyrtec that I'm taking is totally fine to be taking and does not affect fertility or pregnancy. At least that's what I've been told. Okay, next, vitamin E. And this one is 200 IU. That's one of the measurements you'll see when you're picking out your supplements. This one's very easy to take. Small gel, soft gel pill, and you take one a day. Vitamin E is, I wish, I should be sharing exactly why these are beneficial for you, so that will be in my hopefully refined version of this live stream. But for now, we're just going to keep on carrying on. Next one, vitamin C. This is a big bottle, very affordable. 500 milligrams of these a day, and you just take one. It's just a nice, it's about the same size as the prenatal one. Pop those in. Everyone should be taking that, male and female. There's nothing wrong with vitamin C. I think it's one of those things where you can overdo it on any supplement, but it's kind, you know, if you just take one of those and your body doesn't need it, it just disposes what it doesn't need. Vitamin D. So vitamin D is one of those ones, a lot of time women hear this when they go to the doctor, you know, you're vitamin D deficient. This is actually a tincture, which I don't think I've done today, so we'll do this live on camera. And it is just 1 drop. That's it. And I have my vitamin D for the day. Now, if you're starting a vitamin D regimen, this comes from the book, actually. For the first 2 weeks, you actually take 8,000. So this is 2,000 IU. Let's get that there. Oops. Focus. Yep. 2,000 IU. You can see. And for the first 2 weeks, it actually recommends you go 6,000 to 8,000 IU. And then every day after that, you just do the 2,000 IU. And that's all outlined in the book. And I really should go back and just refresh this, make sure that now, you know, where I'm at in my journey, because I was doing that before we had started our IUI and IVF plan. And there are things that if you're thinking about doing IVF, you know you're going to do IVF, you usually know a couple months in advance. And there are things that you can start doing at that point with supplements to help prepare your body for the IVF. So I'm going to actually go back through this today and double check and see if I should be adjusting my supplement intake. And last, I think the last thing here, yep, is CoQ10. So this is the active form of coenzyme. Let's see here. Totally ubiquinol. And CoQ10 is the active form of that. So this is something that a lot of people swear by for, you know, like once they start taking it, it's good for the heart, for whether you're, you know, a male or female, and whether or not you're trying to have a baby. This is just one of those kind of like supplements that if you know about it and you take about it, you kind of like swear by it. And I do feel great taking all these. I'm not sure if there's one of these that I can say is the reason I feel great, but Bert's taking one of these a day. I take 2 of these in the morning, and then 2 at lunch is what my regimen's supposed to be. Now these are really expensive, so right now I'm currently taking 2 in the morning, and I'm going to go revisit the book and double check on that and figure out, yeah, should I be on the track to do the lunchtime dose as well. So before I took this one, I took I don't have the bottle anymore, but a one that came in like a bottle form, and it was a red pill, and it was also CoQ10. So the reason that this is something to pay attention to is because this, sorry again, ubiquinol can come in a form that your body can't. Hi, Lauren. Lauren just popped in and said hi. Sorry if you put that up there a second ago. But hi, welcome to the stream. Yay. The ubiquinol can come in a form that your body can't easily absorb. And so the CoQ10 is one that you can, that the body actually is able to absorb quicker and more effectively. So that's why I switched to the more expensive one, because this one has gone through like trials and tests to be more effective in that way. So those are my, you know, that's my regimen right now. I'm going to go and revisit it because this is a great reminder to do that, because it changes depending on where you are in your journey. But if you are just starting out, you know, trying to conceive, hop on some prenatals and just start taking those. They're going to give you a bunch of the nutrients that you need. And if you are the partner to someone that, you know, you're trying to get pregnant, Bert, for example, is also taking supplements for men that are for prenatal, or not prenatal, kind of the prenatal equivalent for men. So it helps his sperm count and his body, you know, and reproductive health. So it's not just for women, guys. It's for the lady, or for the guys too. Okay, so I talked about this book that I love so much, and supplements. That's something I'm going to circle back on in another topic. And I already mentioned that I'd love to talk about, you know, PCOS and endometriosis and other things that affect fertility and infertility, and have those people on as guests to share their stories, but also to answer questions from how they got through it. For example, I hope to have Kelly on next week to talk about her experience. She got pregnant through IUI, and she has PCOS, and so, you know, sharing that story and how it worked out for her hopefully will give hope to other people. But maybe, you know, she can share what she did as far as supplements, or, you know, just her own, like, how she got through it, so that it can give other people some ideas on what they can try as well. And I hope to do the same thing for, you know, people that had other struggles, you know, whatever those struggles may be. Age is a big one. I think that's the biggest factor probably for me. They say, you know, after 35, your chance of getting pregnant drop off drastically. I'm like, oh, but I don't feel 35. I'm not 35. I'm 37, you know, but it's not fair. You know, I take good care of myself. How can you dare tell me that my body's not healthy? But apparently that is the case. So I think age is the biggest factor. We have unexplained infertility, so I can't really point to one thing and say, okay, we're addressing this issue with, you know, diabetes or whatever it may be. Okay, so what other topics can we bring, guys? Let's do a little bit of brainstorming together. I see just a couple of chats here from Bert and Lauren saying hi. If you guys are listening, I'd love to hear from you. And you know what? I have my phone here too. So if for some reason you can't chat me in the YouTube chat, feel free to chat me directly via text. That's totally fine too. And I know I only have probably 5 viewers. I'm up to 5 viewers, which is exciting. Hi guys. If you're just joining, feel free to say hi. And if you haven't already, please like this video on YouTube, because all those little likes add up and make me feel really good too. Where are we at with planning for the rest of the week? Well, today I have my studio set up, which I'm acupuncture. Here's a great topic that came through here. Yes. Now, acupuncture is something I think, and Lauren, you know, chat back at me here if I'm wrong about this, but I think that that's something you can also do during pregnancy to help. Now, I had a fear of needles until recently when I started going in for all this blood work with IUI. I'm getting a lot better at letting them take my blood and not getting all queasy about it. So acupuncture, stick all those needles in me. Let's see if it helps. I'm going to write that down though. Totally. Okay, yeah, Lauren's confirming it can totally help with pregnancy as well. And I'm sure that people who swear by acupuncture will probably tell you that postpartum is also a time that you could get acupuncture. Oh, Christy did it as well. That's my sister-in-law, Bert's sister. Oh, you did it to get pregnant and throughout both pregnancies. That's awesome. Good to know. Maybe we will have to definitely talk about acupuncture. Maybe we can get someone that's really good at... Now, I've never been to an acupuncturist ever. I have no idea if, like, some people specialize in certain areas of acupuncture, or if this is kind of like, hey, someone that specializes in acupuncture kind of knows it all. I don't know if there's a specialist for someone that does, you know, fertility. Oh, Lauren, coming through with someone to talk to. That's fantastic. If they can come on and talk to everybody and answer their questions, that'll be amazing. And Lauren, thanks for engaging with me. I'm going to go ahead and kind of put it out there. Lauren and I had a fantastic chat. We were so excited because Lauren helps or has support groups for specifically women going through infertility and miscarriage, pregnancy and dealing with miscarriage and everything that comes along with pregnancy, and then also postpartum. And what we're going to hope to build in this community is, well, first we're going to have you, there are specialists. Sorry, I saw her chat right there. I have to finish my thought and then go to the chats. But Lauren is going to come on and answer some questions and talk about her own journey, because she's gone through IVF herself, and then answer the questions live when people have them. And I'm trying to build up this audience and make sure that when we're talking about this stuff, that, you know, it really resonates with the people that we're having watch with us. I wonder, Lauren, do you happen to have any idea? Does does acupuncture help at all with the men, the partners in this? I'd be very curious about that. Maybe that's a question for the specialists that we have on. And I'm glad to hear that there are specialists that help with this. Connect with Lauren. I'm going to make a note, otherwise I forget. Alrighty. So acupuncture is fantastic. That's an awesome topic. Maybe we can do that sooner rather than later. And we really want to start sharing our people's personal stories so that we can engage. Oh, and Bert, I know, Bert is telling me don't look down when I do my live streams. I have to get my notes, my note taking in front of me. So I'll work on that too. See? Growing as a live streamer while growing in my fertility journey. Oh, yep, it does help. Lauren's confirming acupuncture does help with the men as well. So we'll have to check with our insurance and see if that's something we can do. That's a really, Bert, how do you feel about having, oh, Bert, how do you feel about having some acupuncture? Lauren's saying, according to her acupuncturist, she likes to work with both partners. So the way I understand acupuncture, it's kind of therapeutic as well, right? It's not just, hey, lay down on the table and I'm going to stick a bunch of things in you. Is there more? There's more to it? Man, Lauren, I should bring you on as a guest right now and talk about this. We'll have to do this. Maybe we can bring this in one of the other days this week and get you all set up. We can't just do it on the fly. Bert says, I guess I'd give it a shot. I know they're not shots, guys. But awesome. I'm glad that you're willing to do that. Yes, Lauren is going to be such a great guest. She's going to be one of my first guests. She's pumped about this as well. And I know that she's willing to kind of explore this whole new way of communicating and bringing community together. God, I'm so excited about all of this. The next few things that I want to, well, let's see here. Lost my train of thought a little bit. So acupuncture, we're talking about different topics that we can cover in the upcoming infertility and fertility. So I have a sheet. I will pull it up while I'm talking here. What are we doing? We're doing pretty good. We're at half an hour streaming. This is good, guys. This is a lot about me just getting comfortable here, getting used to this. This afternoon, I have to figure out how to do my fitness streams in the morning. Now that I've like permanently attached everything to my office computer and I live stream from the living room for my workouts, I have to figure out how to get my Mac set up out there. My poor little Mac from 2013 that can barely handle anything, but we're getting there. I am currently going to pull up a list that I started of topics because I seem to be having a brain fart of my memory right now, which happens. I've heard women say baby brain, and I don't know exactly if I believe that or not, but I guess I shouldn't doubt it, but sometimes in the past, I've been one of those people like, really, are you kind of just, being an airhead and blaming it on pregnancy? But I think that's really insensitive of me, and that's probably something we should address in an episode with the friends and partners, is like things to say and things not to say around people that are going through this journey. I think that's one that I thought of the other day, and I'm like, make note of that. Make note of that literally right now. Things to say and not say. Oh, I can't wait to have guests on. I had an amazing discussion with someone yesterday. Her name's LK, and she recently launched her very own therapy practice, and it is called Sex for Humans, and she specializes in sex therapy. And she was telling me about it, and I'm thinking, oh, this has got to be for couples, right? Like, and she was telling me all the different people she works with, individuals, kids that are exploring their own gender identity. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even think of like that being all under this umbrella. And she's like, I didn't even think about the people going through fertility issues. So we came together and had this huge aha moment of, introducing people to, that whole realm. I mean, it's tough when you're trying to get the timing just right, and you're like, well, I'm not really in the mood right now. So what I'm hoping is to bring LK onto the show and address some things like that, like, hey, how can you keep the magic in the room when it's like you got to just turn it on and get it done in that moment. Or, I am so open-minded when it comes to that, right? Because when you're, I don't know. I don't want to comment too much. I know Bert's watching, and this is, maybe I should not talk about our sex life quite yet, without just checking with him first on what it's okay to say and what's not to say. I do want to be completely honest with you guys, but there's some areas that are, not just me. It's a partnership. So what am I opening here? I'm opening my content planning sheet and taking a look at some other topics. Okay, Tuesday. Here we go. Sperm health is another one that I wanted to cover. So I talked about supplements for the guys a few minutes ago, but getting the sperm checked early, right? Gosh, I mean, we put so much pressure on the women's health and what the women, are supplement, the supplements and what our eggs and our ovaries and our uterus looks like and everything. But what about the guys? You go through all this, women, and we just miss the other half here. If you're just starting out on your journey, especially if you're over 35 and your partner's also over sorry, I'm like totally distracted by my bangs. Need to focus here. If you're in the older bracket of just starting out on this, have your partner tested too. It was really weird because when Bert first went to his doctor, I think it was probably like a year into us trying, he went to the doctor around the same time that I went to mine to say, hey, we're having trouble. And his doctor was like, nope, keep trying. I'm not going to send you off for testing. And we weren't quite sure why. And everything, all the support groups that I'm in and everything, they're like, yeah, no, he should be tested too. And so I'm also an advocate for that. Like, you got to kind of take control of your own journey. At some point, you can't just assume that your healthcare provider is going to put you on the exact right thing for you. You have to do a bit of the work yourself. And that's what this community is going to be here for. It was help you figure that out. So sperm health is going to be something we're going to address so that we understand what these numbers mean and what things could go wrong and what you can do to fix them. Blood tests. So this is one of the things that when you first go and start your journey, and this is going to happen with your IUI and your IVF, you're going to be given a lot of blood. You're going to feel like a blood bank or a blood, I don't know what you'll feel like. Not a vampire. Maybe you feel like the people taking the blood's vampires. Anyway, bad analogies aside, you'll start off by getting some blood tests very early on. They'll kind of check your levels. This will kind of be like, hey, are there any red flags on things that could be preventing you from having babies? Now, even if those levels are, pretty normal, and that's fine, they still need to check it when you're going through IUI. Every appointment that I've gone, they first draw my blood, and then they do an ultrasound. And those two things paired together are what they have the equation figured out to be on the timing. So they're looking for LH levels and estrogen, and what that's telling them is like what's actually happening down there, because and I've watched some really cool videos that explain this to me. So when we get into this episode someday, I'll be able to share that with you. Is exactly what's going on with the blood numbers and what they mean. It's really, really fascinating stuff. What else? So we talked about keeping the magic in the bedroom. So I know that kind of falls into the infertility and fertility kind of category, but I think it also is extremely applicable to the other categories too, I think. Once you're pregnant, like keeping that magic, right? You don't just stop doing it for 9 months, or especially, later on when you're, pregnant. And I don't know, I'm going to just speak personally here. It's like, I don't know if it's going to be weird if there's a baby inside and you're having sex and you're like wondering I don't know, are you poking it in the head? Probably not. I don't know, but I would love to explore that publicly, because I'm guessing if I have that question, other people might too. And if they don't have that question, they just want to laugh at me asking that question, I'm totally fine with that. That is totally fine with me. Because these are the questions and weird thoughts that go through my head. And then also I think, keeping on this, the sex, keeping the magic and everything. Also postpartum, right? Like after you have that baby, making sure that your life, obviously it changes and this new baby is your focus. But what about that partnership that you have with your significant other, like keeping that intimacy? And I think that that's why this episode that we have LK on, our Sex for Humans person, I'm going to put her on a Friday because it's a general Q&A and it's good for the partners and the supporters. And even if you're not in one of these three categories and you're just like someone's friend that's going through this journey, I bet you're going to get some takeaways from that episode as well. How to be intimate and keep it exciting in the bedroom. I know that when I was having this kind of like pre-interview with LK, she's like, "Can we talk about like kinky stuff?" And I'm like, 100% yes. Like let's just cover that. Absolutely. Like let's get kinky. This does not have to be a clean group. This can be a fun and exciting group. Lauren said, postpartum sex, LOL. Yeah, I guess this is going to be one of those things that definitely needs to be addressed. So thank you, Lauren, for saying that. Okay. So those are the things that I have on my list so far. I think we've talked about other ones. We talked about how Lauren's going to be a guest on a Tuesday to talk about, infertility and the emotional support that we need there. I think the biggest time that we need the support is when exactly where I'm about to be, right? I'm in this extremely hopeful headspace right now where I'm just like, this is going to work. I just can feel it. I can feel it. And I've felt this before. And that's the problem, right? Is because we feel this and we're like, this is the one that's sticking. I got the timing right. We did the sex. We both like, yes, it just felt right. And we did all the supplements every single day and we didn't have any alcohol and we ate really healthy. Like, how can it not work? We did all the things right. And that is a time when it's the most crushing when you get your period. You get that little, that you go to the bathroom and you just get that little sign like, hey, fuck you. Oh, I can't say that. Sorry. I'll have to bleep that out. I'm not supposed to swear. But anyway, yeah, those are the moments that we need the support the most because that turns into an ugly cry. It turns into, I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do any of the normal things that I do. And it's not just the woman, it's the partner. There's tears on both sides, and it's not both sides. It's tears from both people in that partnership because you both did it. You both did everything right, and it didn't work for both of you. So that is where that's where we need that support. And I think it's comforting, sure, to be in Facebook groups where you can share those stories and you can read other stories and find kind of like comfort in the comments of like, hey, we've all, a lot of us have been there before. And that's great. But I think that at some point you need a little bit more one-on-one, or you might need an actual support group where you've got a professional leading that group that is a set size. It's not a room of 50 people, but you're actually heard and you are being addressed to in a way that is like practiced and helpful, and not just a venting way. So that's why I'm really thankful that Lauren is a professional in that arena, and that we're going to create these support groups and make it accessible for people no matter where they are. And kind of the blessing of COVID, right, was that we're able to connect like this video and Zoom, and how that became a normalized thing. Like, I guess, if there's one thing to be thankful for from COVID, that is it, is how it's easier to connect with people all over the place now. Sorry, my bangs are still driving me crazy. Corinne, thanks for showing up. And Corinne is seconding Lauren's sentiment about postpartum sex. Yes, we need to. Or Corinne's just cheering on that I'm having Lauren on as a guest. It's a little out of context because these comments on my end come through not immediately when you guys post them, and it's just a little off because I have to remember exactly what I said like a minute and a half ago. Anyway. Okay, and Lauren is adding here, we can touch on the mind-body connection too and how it plays in. I love that. I love that a lot. And I want to dive into that so badly, like right now. That's how much I love it. Absolutely. Lauren, I can't wait to have you on as a guest. Oh my God. I am so blessed to be surrounded by amazing women. Like, I don't know if it was fate or what it was, or if I feel this way because of the women that I just happened, if it was luck or what, but the people on our soccer team and how amazing everyone has become, and maybe all, I do believe all women are amazing, but I feel extremely blessed by the women that surround me. And I heard something really cool. Do you guys listen to Brene Brown? She has a Brene Brown. Shoot, now I'm pretty sure Brene Brown. She has a podcast, and if you haven't listened to it, definitely listen to it. It's amazing. She's got a couple different, but any of them that you listen to are amazing. And she recently said something in one of her podcasts that was like, you are the average, and it wasn't, it might not have been her, but it might have been one of her guests that said it, but you are the average of all the people you hang out with. And I was thinking about this. It's very similar to advice that I got when I first started in college. That hang out with people that are smarter than you, right? And in that way, you're not, kind of not coming up to your full potential. And I love that, because you can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends, right? And I think the people you surround yourself with are extremely important, in your journey as you're going through fertility, pregnancy, motherhood, and everything like that. Yeah, Brene, thank you, Lauren. I don't know why I always put the R in the wrong spot in her name. And man, I love her voice. She's got such a great voice. I wanna get my mic set up so that whatever I'm saying comes out in Brene's voice. But yeah, that's a big thing on our Friday topics, is who we're surrounding ourselves with as we're going through this journey. And how you open up to them, how they respond, and how that affects you. And yeah, I think, keeping that positive headspace comes a lot from the support around you. It's very hard to do it alone, which is exactly why we have to have this channel, this group, this community that I'm trying to build. And I'm feeling really awesome about this. And I am very thankful for the people that are supporting me, and especially that you're supporting me now. And I know there's only, I think, 5 people. Maybe there's a few more that I can't see on my end, but that you're sitting here listening to me kind of stumble through and be very raw in the production. Thank you very much. It means a lot. Corinne, yes, this is an excellent observation about our soccer team. Yes, 100%. Somehow our soccer team got unlucky with the infertility stuff, but super lucky that we all have each other for support. Yes, exactly. It does seem like almost like a very high percentage of our soccer team has had fertility issues. It's incredibly, I don't know, maybe that's part of the reason why I felt so able to talk about this, because our soccer team's so close and we're so open with each other. Not so open, but enough to say, hey, I went through this too. But that, that I'm like, oh, well, I'm no exception to this. I'm not the only one having problems, because we have that thought, right? When we're doing this and we haven't told people we're doing this and we're having trouble doing this. And if you haven't had that conversation with other people, you can feel extremely alone in this process. And you can feel like there's something wrong with you. And it's not something wrong with you. This is something that's so common. And that's what I'm here for. That's what my goal is, to bring this, normalize it, bring everyone together for support and everything. So I am extremely grateful for you watching right now. And if you happen to be catching this as a replay later, please, hashtag replay in the comments. I do get notifications when people watch this later on. All these comments that you gave to me guys today in the live chat, I think they go away. I haven't figured out how that works yet. But I have made note of all the suggestions that you guys included. Plus, I read it off live on video. So thank you for being part of my community today and your support. I feel very wonderful currently in my IUI, journey, and also in my journey in this community. So thank you very much. I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I'll be back on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Tomorrow's topic, we're going to talk more about pregnancy. So we'll see. Maybe if I can dig up a guest to be brave enough with me on TV or on not TV, on screen, maybe we'll do that. But otherwise, you'll get me again and we'll kind of do the same thing. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye. My mom just chatted right now. Sorry. We finally figured out how to chat. We are all learning here. I'm glad you figured it out, Mom. Yay! We are all learning and growing here. All right. Bye, guys.